Total wins lie about dominance. We have already proven that. But if numbers can distort greatness, then the World Championship trophy lies about who is truly the fastest. In the history of Formula One, a handful of drivers possess the win rates, the raw pace, and the generational talent to dominate entire eras, yet they never won a single title. This is the data behind the greatest drivers to never win a world championship. For over 7 decades, the history of Formula One has been written by the victors. We look at the record books and assume the driver with the number 1 on their nose was the definitive master of that season. But the math of a championship is deeply flawed. It relies on a delicate, volatile equation: raw driver talent, multiplied by mechanical reliability, divided by sheer, unadulterated luck. When that equation breaks down, history forgets the input and only remembers the output. Today, we are stripping away the trophy bias. By analyzing the mechanical tax, exploiting the flaws of historical scoring systems, and looking at true performance metrics, we are uncovering the data behind the greatest drivers to never win a world championship. To understand how a championship can reward the slower driver, we have to look at the ultimate benchmark of the Uncrowned, Sir Stirling Moss. For consecutive years, finishing runner-up in the world standings. 3 consecutive years finishing third. But it is the 1958 season that exposes the brutal friction between performance and reward. Moss won 4 Grand Prix that year. Mike Hawthorne won exactly 1. In terms of maximum execution, Moss was unmatched. But Moss was paying a catastrophic mechanical tax. His van wall was a technical marvel, but highly volatile, leading to 5 retirements. Hawthorne's Ferrari was a heavy, reliable anvil. Hawthorne took the title by a single point. But it gets worse. In this era, Formula One used the drop score system, designed to penalize unreliability by only counting a driver's best results. Yet, even with the rulebook trying to filter out mechanical failures, Moss was penalized for his unmatched integrity. At the Portuguese Grand Prix, Moss defended Hawthorne against a disqualification penalty, ensuring his rival kept his second-place points. Moss chose sportsmanship. The math chose Hawthorne. Moss finished his career with a staggering 24.2% win rate, higher than multi-time champions like Nelson Piquet, Niki Lauda, and Fernando Alonso. He did not lack the championship formula. He just refused to compromise it. If Stirling Moss represents a deficit in luck, Gilles Villeneuve represents the ultimate deficit in machinery. Villeneuve's legacy is not captured by a trophy room, because his career was a constant battle of physics, an elite-tier talent strapped into structurally flawed cars. Take 1979. The grid was being revolutionized by ground effects aerodynamics. Lotus and Williams were building cars that sucked themselves to the tarmac. Ferrari, however, was still running a wide, flat 12 engine that physically blocked the air channels needed for ground effects. The 312 T4 was an aerodynamic brick. Yet, Villeneuve dragged it to 3 victories, finishing just 4 points behind his teammate Jody Scheckter, who took the title through conservative, risk-averse driving. Analytical modeling suggests that Villeneuve consistently overperformed his machinery's true pace by fractions of a second per lap, a lifetime in Formula One. When you analyze his win-to-finish ratio, a staggering narrative emerges. Gilles did not lose championships because he lacked control. He lost them because he refused to accept the physical limitations of what a car was engineered to do. But mechanical failure and flawed rules are not just artifacts of the classic eras. The modern era has its own uncrowned king, derailed not by his car, but by corporate bureaucracy and tragedy. Robert Kubica. In 2008, the championship narrative was supposed to be a straight fight between Lewis Hamilton's McLaren and Felipe Massa's Ferrari. Nobody told Kubica. Driving a clearly inferior BMW Sauber, Kubica stood on the podium in 3 of the first 5 races. Then, he won the Canadian Grand Prix. 7 rounds into the season, Robert Kubica was leading the World Championship ahead of both Hamilton and Massa. What followed is one of the most baffling strategic decisions in modern motorsport history. Instead of pouring every resource into a historic, unexpected title fight, BMW management decided to halt development on the 2008 car to focus entirely on the upcoming 2009 regulation changes. They abandoned their driver while he was leading the world. While McLaren and Ferrari brought upgrades to every race, Kubica was left defenseless, dragging a stagnant car to a heroic joint 3rd in the standings. We never got to see Kubica in a championship-dominant car. Before his highly rumored move to Ferrari could materialize, a catastrophic rally crash in 2011 permanently altered his career trajectory. Kubica remains the ultimate modern metric of pure talent left stranded by the politics of the pit wall. History is comfortable celebrating the drivers who had the perfect alignment of stars, the right team, the right engine, the right reliability at the exact right time. But the data tells a deeper story. It tells us that dominance is not always rewarded with silverware. Drivers like Moss, Villeneuve, and Kubica prove that greatness is not validated by a trophy. The trophy is validated by whether the greatest drivers ever got to hold it. They were the anomalies, the ones who beat the math, even if they could not beat the luck. And in the grand history of Formula One, their lack of a title does not diminish their legacy. It defines it.